Hello, everyone. Really happy to see you all here tonight.
Hi,
Hey,
Vlada. Hi, Vlada. How are you?
hello. I'm well, and you?
Great, thanks.
Hello, hello.
Hey, Zach.
Good to see you, Wada. Good to see everyone. Leon.
Hey there, everybody.
Hi,
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 Michael.
everybody.
Well, I'm really excited to announce that finally we start our monthly pitch, the competition among the best weekly ideas. And I guess we can start with the first idea. Yeah, how do you feel, guys, about it?
It's basically an excellent opportunity for us to showcase in the basically the in front of juries.
Yeah, agree. That's really cool for us to see ideas and to give them an opportunity to go further, to grow. So yeah. Well, so let me introduce the first idea then. As far as you may know, we have a bit different format than before. Oh, 1 second. So I guess the first idea that is going to be presented is Platform for Freelancers by Nitish Rishi.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can see you. Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, 1 second. I think.
Hello everyone, my name is Nitin Joshi and I am participating for the monthly pitch. Uh, my idea is to develop a freelancing site where we won't charge any fees or commission to client or freelancers. So they will be able to get done the project without paying anything to us. But still, freelance has so much to offer in terms of revenue. And also we will be able to build ecosystem which will help us uh, get this idea to the uh, totally different world. So I'm totally sure that you people are really excited to understand that what is it and how is it's possible. So as my presentation is already done and I'm totally excited to pitch my idea to you all on 20 seconds. So let's get it.
Thank you very much. Well, and as you may know, our experts are going to assess each of the ideas. So I'd like to present each of the experts tonight. So first of all, this is Paul Levy, yeah, our our international entrepreneur. Then Leon Rubelski. This is a very experienced businessman who knows everything about investments, trading, all this thing. Then Michael Olaf, who is also our favorite expert, our regular expert, and Zach Gershon, who is a professional in digital medicine. So, guys, I'd like you to express your thoughts about the presented idea. Who would like to start? Leon, what about you?
Let somebody else start. I want to open the page to be precise.
Okay,
if you don't
no
mind.
problem. Well, Paul.
I say the same as Liam. Would somebody else just jump in?
Okay, Mike, maybe you.
Well, I guess I'll have to. I'll
You
have to take over to buy. I'll have to buy the team sometime.
Well,
right. So
Zach.
questions, right? No, I can begin.
Oh,
so basically, the format will be us asking the questions, some questions of the participants, right?
Yeah, sure. You can express your opinion and ask any questions.
Okay, so my opinion that the business is pretty cool. I like it. The biggest question is I would like to understand how is the business going to be making money? And if we invest in that business, how will the money come back? Hello?
Yeah, Nitish, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Could you answer the question?
And this was actually the biggest intrigue because in the video pitch, we were told then the entrepreneur will explain the way how it makes money during the pitch.
Yeah. So see, the freelance has actually three ways of like in revenue part, it is three way. So the first one, it is the native aid system. Like we have the two customers, right? The first one will be the client who will publish the project. Like he or she wants to get done the project by the experts freelancers. So they will publish the projects on our site. And the second customer will be our freelancers who are experts in doing like a particular task, right? Like in coding or designing and all. So the native aid system, it will actually target based on their uses. Like, see, if client is publishing the projects, then he or she might need hosting, a domain, a server, and all. So that kind of advertising will be targeted to them. And for the freelancers, our native aid will be for the hardware and for the softwares and all. So at that way, we will target the native aid system. The second thing, that is our app ecosystem. So in the ecosystem, it runs like whenever the client and freelancer done the one project, so it will complete the one transaction. So within the one transaction, we will get a total data about like, okay, what are the technologies they are using and what kind of technologies right now trending and everything. So and that on the basis of that data, we will build the ecosystem, and that through that ecosystem, we will be able to do the online shopping and swag packs and bonuses and all. So that way also we will earn the revenue. And the third one, that is the money shield guarantee. So in the money shield, it will work like whenever the client publishes the project, so he or she will not transfer the upfront payment, right? So it will be the based on the milestone payment. So in the milestone payment also, they will uh, pay us in advance in the money shell. So that way, freelancer will also get like, okay, the money is guaranteed. It is right now with the freelance, but it will be transferred to me when the project is done. So when we will have the money and at the particular ratio, like from the 100%, at least we can utilize the 40% for the safe investment interest. And that way also we will be able to earn the revenue, but that is actually optional revenue part. Our primary and potential revenue part will be on the native only, native aid and ecosystem. I hope.
What kind of ecosystem? I'm sorry. What kind of ecosystem?
Yeah, ecosystem. It is like it will be generated on the basis of the data. Like what are they? What kind of projects they are publishing, and what kind of description it is in the project. So on that basis, we will be able to get the particular idea that okay, this kind of technologies is are trending, and freelancers are also like using this particular kind of coding languages and designing softwares and all. So on the basis of that, we will be able to generate the data, and on the basis of the data only, we will be able to build our ecosystem, and that ecosystem will not just generate the revenue, but it will also be able to retain the clients and freelancers. Like see, if I am a freelancer and I am working on some particular project, right, and I have completed the project, so now on my job description, so like freeland is offering some kind of new programming language classes or anything, so that a programmer can learn that classes also, or freeland is offering a discount on online classes from udemy or anything. So that way we will be able to generate a revenue by issuing the bonuses, by issuing the like back, like okay, you are our very potential freelancer and you are doing a great job, so right now we are offering a laptop at 30% discount, right? So that way we will be able to like retain their purchasing power also.
Thank you very much for your
Right
answer.
now,
Well, Is everything clear for our dear experts?
Yes, may I now?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. I think it's a great idea. I mean, freelance market is one of the biggest markets in the world. And I understand your approach, your business approach. It may be a good one. Well, I'm not saying it's a good one, but I'm saying that it has potential. But once I could make a suggestion. I don't know whether it's just a thought that came when I read and saw your video, your pitch. One of the ideas that you can use is to use, for example, blockchain to connect people who freelancers with people who need their services, and
I have already.
excuse me. Yeah, let me finish.
I have
And
already included the smart contract.
oh, you have the smart contract in it because it says nothing in your pitch, but the idea is very productive to have a smart contract incorporated in this. Will make like a marketplace between the freelancers and people who use their services on a marketplace through blockchain, through smart contract is a great idea. I think you have great potential.
Can I say something?
Yes, I am also like
Okay. Can I say
Sure.
something?
can I-
I've actually used a company over here in the States called Freelancer, and can I just ask what type of competition are you seeing at the moment?
well, see, right now the leading freelancing companies like Upwork or Freelancer or Fiverr, so they are actually charging hefty. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so sorry for the interruption. Well, actually, the thing is like, see, like now, right now, like in leading freelancer companies, they are charging hefty commission, and also they are charging fees to clients also, who are actually
Right.
publishing the projects, right? So, so here we are offering a freemium model. We will not charge anything to freelancer or a client. So whenever the project is done, 100% payment will be transferred to freelancer, right? And it will be the freemium model, but after 5 transactions,
you. Mm-hmm. Is it clear?
sorry, I don't know.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's just restarting. I don't know. So see, in freelance line, like the 5 transaction, which that means like whenever the project is done by the client and freelancer, so the whole transaction is completed. So that means that after 5 transactions, the freelancer and clients will be able to use our total offers. Like they will be able to use our ecosystem, and they will be able to use our bonus and stack tech and whatnot. Like, because every transaction will have the decentralized. It's based on the decentralized autonomous organization DAOs, and the website will be totally built on the Web3 platform.
Okay.
So right
Mhm.
now, yeah. So no
I'm
freelancing clients
I'm
are
still
offering.
having trouble seeing how you make money. I'm just I understand how other freelance companies are making money, but with you, I'm not quite sure, since you're basically charging nothing, and
Yes, we are charging nothing, but we will be earning from the native advertisement, from the ad mob and all. So our advertisement will be based on the target system. We will get the data from every transaction. On that basis only, we will target particular clients and freelancers.
I get it.
That way, yeah.
Okay,
So that way,
Nitish,
our
yeah.
advertisements will be very potential and very
Yeah.
effective and efficient.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to set a certain limit because let it be 5 minutes for each of the participants, okay, so that we don't waste our time. So thank you for such a detailed feedback.
Hope like everyone is satisfied with my answers.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, so let's then move on.
Now the model is clear. So charging for additional services like targeted advertising and premium services.
Good. So I guess we can move on with a further participant. This is Kerbal Yilma. His idea about L market. Am I right? Are you here? Yeah, I can see you.
It is Al
Right.
market. Hello.
Hey.
And an MD by profession. My idea is about personalized e-commerce, which can be easily summarized as a series of AI-powered chatbots used for an effective e-commerce experience. The platform mainly run in social media in countries like Ethiopia, where in Ethiopia's case, 60% of e-commerce run on Telegram, while 20% is on Facebook, only 3% is on websites. But in other countries, it will run mainly on applications and websites. But I bet most of you have expected at least the word AI when I speak about the title of our project, which is personalized e-commerce. So let me just jump to the point what that makes our platform quite unique. Currently, the digital environment have been securing individuals from the natural social environment. Technical functionality of applications and software is being maximized, while countries are increasingly demanded by applications. So people are growing apart in several ways that actually matter. I believe these are very important for society and integration of our culture in our virtual e-commerce environment have a tremendous positive outcome in society.
Thank you for your presentation. So yeah, I'm really sorry I forgot to mention one of our Idea Factory stars. That's one of our most successful projects, Beta Bloggers. So one of its founders is here today. His name is Kirabel, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right, Vlada.
Yeah. Hello. So could you tell us your opinion on the idea?
First of all, it's a really fantastic idea. I'm also from Ethiopia, and I understand how it's important to develop e-commerce in our country. But I have some sort of question here. So when he explained in his description, it says that it would allow the users for them to complete instant purchases. And according to my knowledge here in Ethiopia, it's kind of hard to do payments online or using USSD. And even if it's possible, it needs it needs some level of literacy to do that. So wouldn't that affect the number of consumers, the number of customers this market would use? Maybe if he can answer this question. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, that's very fantastic question. To address this problem, we are currently partnering with several digital wallet companies like SantimPay and YaniPay. But as you clearly mentioned, Ethiopia's population is not well equipped to handle such kind of online transactions. So what we did was we actually finished the code for taking a picture or a screenshot of the transaction and uploading it to the bot will automatically verify the payment. So you don't have to just go and have some sort of an online wallet. You just have to have a bank account. You just have to deposit money to that bank account and you send the transaction screenshot. So that screenshot will be automatically analyzed by the system. It's already coded. I can show you the project. All you have to do is you have to type at Akrabot, AKRE-bot, and you can write whatever product you want at AKRE-bot, and you can write whatever product you want anywhere on Telegram. So people can actually purchase their product, one by using the analog system, which is commonly used in Ethiopia. The second, using the upcoming wallets. We have partners, several partners like SantimPay, YaniPay, like Telebr online wallet. So our partners will help us in order to accomplish this. Thank you. It's a very logical question. Thank you.
Thank you for the answer.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Yeah. As you know, on the e-commerce business, I would say at least 20% of the purchases are returned. What would you do concerning the returns of merchandise?
We try so hard not to make that happen, but return is always a mandatory. Like if the merchandise has to be returned, it will be returned. Not only the merchandise, the money people pay is guaranteed to be returned if the provider of that product is not able to deliver. So we are strict on that. We have already coded this, and it's on our platform. I can show you how it works. Thank you.
May I? One thing that you will have to experience is that you already talked about it, the payment. But payment from your bank account right now with all this, it's very strictly regulated all over the world. You must probably take very good care of this regulation. It's one of the Honestly, it's one of the biggest problems not the biggest one, but one of the major problems for online shops, how to take payments. So the first question, Paul, I think or not your question, somebody else, was very, very important. You will have to go through regulations. You will have to go through regulation of banking system. That's very important. But my opinion is, if you go through all of that, because online shopping is really the future. This is something that is going to happen, is going to rule our life for the next, I don't know how many years. So a good meme that when you say to have good business, you have to have big piece of small business or a large piece of or a large piece of small piece of a large business, and this is what you have exactly. You will be successful if you do everything right.
Thank you.
I would like to add to Dr. Rebelsky's comment that I'm working in the financial industry, and banking is a nightmare, and you always have to choose regulation, and one regulation is better than another. But if you choose an easier regulation, less banks will be willing to work with you, and so on. So it's if you're going to be holding the money of other people, it's going to be really, really difficult. I would assume that you have not taken into account regulation at this point.
Oh, in our country, in Ethiopia, currently the banking regulation is not as strict as the Western countries. Dr. Rebelsky's idea is very valid. That is, banking laws and regulations are very strict, and it's hard to negotiate through them. But in Ethiopia, it's only last year that we had e-commerce regulations. Like, the environment is completely open and free. The regulations are yet to come. It's only when we get out of Ethiopia where we face different challenges in terms of rules and regulations. That's why actually I included a way to negotiate through the international laws after we go global. But in Ethiopia, currently we only have one declaration concerning e-commerce. That declaration does not even state about regulations in bank accounts, regulations in transactions. Ethiopia is an open environment for this. It's an untapped market. That's what I say.
That's interesting. I'll look more into it. I don't know much about Ethiopia, but I'll look into it. That's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, may I?
Yeah, sure.
So currently you only in Ethiopian market, or you already in some other countries as well?
Currently, we are navigating through Ethiopian market. That is, Ethiopia is a country of 110 plus million people. So we have different population. So firstly, we are going to Ethiopia. We are making it in Ethiopia. We are going to expand to Kenya next. And we are going to include the Horn of Africa. We are going to make a gradual expansion, not an expansion at once. We don't want to go global and mess it all up. We want to go stage by stage to include more and more countries, negotiating through several laws, banking laws of several countries. Thank you.
So that's what I wanted to mention. And actually, Ethiopia is a great location for the start because it's really a huge market. My question is actually, what kind of what is the minimum purchase through your system, and what is the biggest? Like, what kind of goods or services are you looking to sell? Like, what is the smallest purchase, and what's the biggest?
Oh, our purchases start from 21 Ethiopian birr, and it will go as far as 999,999 Ethiopian birr. That is, when you convert it to USD, it's about minimum purchase of like 0.5 USD and maximum purchase of like 20,000 or 30,000 USD. We are starting with this because our currency is not that much powerful as the USD, so we don't want to include big items. So we want to first focus on medical items because I'm a medical personnel. I'm a medical. Therefore, we want to go to the medical field. That is, there is a huge demand and supply problem currently in Ethiopia, especially in medical goods. For example, you may need an nephrostomy tube if you are getting some sort of a renal surgery, but you cannot get it because there is a supplier out there which you do not know about, and it is a very time-sensitive matter. So you will lose it all. But our platform will give you an access anywhere on Telegram or other social media apps. What you have to do is on Telegram, you just have to write at @AKREBot and write whatever you want. You can try it just now, and every product on that category will pop up to you. You have to go to any text field on Telegram, type at @AKREBot and type the item, and the item will pop up. You will have instant delivery and instant purchase. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess the time is up and we have to move on further. So the next participant is Aman Tenahon. Yeah, hey.
Hi guys.
Well, actually, we have been familiar with your idea very well. I know your idea, so that's very cool. Let's watch your elevator pitch then.
Hello guys, this is Aman Enahun, creator of this iSocial social media. iSocial is a social media dedicated to improve the lives of many. Every year, over 700,000 people attempt suicide, and the reason why they attempt suicide is mainly because of depression, anxiety, social problems, and many issues. So I'm here to create a social media that would decrease this amount. How am I going to decrease it? One of the reasons is that there would be private seminars, private chats with psychiatrists around the world. Any language you choose, you can get a psychiatrist on this social media. This social media also notifies every user to post their daily thoughts. This social media send notifications to everyone in every morning so that they bright and shine the day. A quote sends a quote to bright and shine your day. I hope to see everyone at the BMP, Best Monthly Pitch, so that you could hear me explain more about the social media. I'm here to do humanitarian work. Thank you for giving me this chance.
Okay, very good. So, yeah, dear experts, so we have only 5 minutes for the whole discussion. Okay, so, Zach, would you like to start?
If Zach is not starting, I'll start.
Okay, Zach, we can't hear you. Yeah, now we
Okay,
can.
I forgot. Yeah, thank you. I forgot to turn on the mic. First of all, appreciation and really great aim to decrease this kind of events, the suicide. If possible, I would like to hear more, like in details, what exactly the mechanism, what exactly the model of interaction with, how would it prevent the suicides?
Okay, so psychiatrists are expensive these days. And this social media actually lets you interact with psychiatrists. How do this social media help you to interact with psychiatrists? Is that every user has a few psychiatrists in their private chats, and every week, once or twice, there will be seminars with group of people with the same social problems, depression, anxiety, and other issues. So this social media, so those psychiatrists are actually voluntary psychiatrists. So the voluntary psychiatrists will be available when they are at their free time. And those psychiatrists, you can contact them at any time. And when the psychiatrists are free, they will contact you back.
Great. I don't know if you already thought about that. So one of the biggest problem in this process, it could be like the privacy issue. Do you have any ideas how would you like to solve the privacy issue, and how would you encourage people who feel they have the problems? How would you encourage them to connect to the social media and to keep their privacy?
Okay, so my plan is to make this social media just like Instagram. So the people will post their daily thoughts according to the privacy. According to the privacy, the users, every user in this social media has one way or another has suffered from some issues. For example, on this social media, people will be people having problems like depression, anxiety, social problems like if they are alcoholic, fight with their wives, or many other issues, have problems interacting with others. They are highly recommended to use this social media. So the privacy is well organized on this situation.
Thank you very much for the answer. I think it's like a really important issue to address, and I glad that we have you in idea competitions. I just think you need really to think about the privacy issue and how to keep in the future or during the development, how to keep it as possible as the personification of the person, as long as they go and interact together, etc., and the sensitivity of privacy issue in this field. But thank you very much, and I wish you.
Can I add one more?
I have one question.
Go ahead, Michael.
Thank you. The big question is, if people use that app and suddenly suicide rates begin to increase, who's going to be held liable for the deaths of those people?
So
you mean morally or financially or legally?
Legally. First of all, legally.
Well, that's a good question.
Yes, that's a really tough question. So accordingly, according to WHO, over 700,000 people around the world attempt suicide due to many problems. So this social media is really dedicated to decrease, not increase. I don't think there is a possibility that the rates will increase, because it's already at a high rate. I don't think it will increase.
So if a lot of people get depressed and get together and start talking about how bad their lives is, their life is going to get better.
No.
So no need to answer that question, but keep that in mind, that it's going to be very difficult to.
Let me say something. The good side of this idea is it's very similar to the one that exists already and actually proved very, very profitable and very, very effective, like Alcoholics Anonymous, like Gamblers Anonymous, things like that. And basically that a lot of alcoholics getting together in one place. I mean, sometimes they think, well, now I find a good a good friend to have a shot, but it works. And that's Michael, I sort of idea to no idea about unanimity. I mean, it's going to be very difficult to conceal somebody's identity, definitely. But if I think it's a great potential for donation type, like Alcoholic Anonymous, it only exists on donation of people who are going through the system.
Sorry, Leon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. My internet was currently bad. Can you repeat what you said?
I will repeat in a very one sentence. I mean, you have great potential if you model it, not if, but you could model it after, for example, Alcoholic Anonymous, AA, and they all exist on donation. And if you do it this way, I think you have, the idea has a business future. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
I just like little bit to advocate the previous question. Aman is actually going to engage professionals, like professionals, psychiatric professionals, etc. So this is their job to be responsible for the best outcome of the treatment. Not always, they're not always successful, but they have tools and they have a responsibility to treat the patients. If I got you right, Aman.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Can I say something? I really do like the idea, and I know that suicide rates are increasing, many fold. What is your revenue model here?
You are asking about my business plan?
Yeah, the revenue.
Okay, so this application, since this application can save many lives, people would be willing to donate. Donations, for example, there are 7 billion people in this world, and there are many people suffering from these issues. And even $1 from one person could, from one person, and for example, if 1 billion people donate, it's $1 billion. The other thing is advertising revenue. So those are the things I have considered. One of them is donation, and the other is advertising.
You could also go to the pharmaceutical companies here.
Yes, okay, also that. Yes, advertising is altogether with them.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So if you don't have any other questions, I guess we may move on. Thank you, Aman. That's really cool. Well, and the next idea is by Ankit Kumar Sharma. The name of it is Park Your Car. Hey, Ankit, you're here. Let's watch the pitch.
Алян, можешь подойти?
My name is Ankit, and my idea is to solve a common problem we all might have experienced, that is car parking. My idea is basically Airbnb for cars, if we put it in simple terms. Car parking is a major problem in urban areas of developed or developing nations, as the demand for the cars is booming and the cities space are lacking that demand. So my idea is to build a platform or an application where people can list their car parking space in real time for rent, and the person that wants to book a car parking space in that region can book that place, where would be getting a commission on each transaction. The rent of the car parking space will be based on the demand in that neighborhood. When we talk about the potential of this idea, I think it's the next big thing in the market. As we already know, the market is huge for these ideas, as more and more people are buying cars in developed or developing nations, and the cities are lacking that demand, and we also don't require the infrastructure for this kind of idea. So we might be the next big thing in the market. Thank you, Idea Factory.
Mhm. Very good pitch. I think that's a very interesting idea. So let's find out what our experts think. Mike.
To be honest, I don't have questions because it's so simple and so straightforward. I personally really like that one.
Okay.
Go ahead, Michael. Go ahead, Michael. I'm sorry.
Sorry?
You wanted to say something.
No, I was saying that the idea seems to be very simple and straightforward, and I don't have any questions.
Good. Well, then,
what I mean, I'm judging by the potential. I'm judging all your ideas, guys, by potential, by, of course, by ingenuity and how new it is. How new, it's not that important, but what it can bring in terms of business. And this actually has great potential. I mean, parking, we talked about it when you were presenting it on a weekly pitch. And I'm saying, like, a person who lived in many cities with difficult parking, this is great. I mean, has great, if you make it properly, if you develop it properly, it's a great idea. It's a very good, potentially financial idea.
great. Well, Kiribal, what would you say?
Me?
That Kiribal is not with us? Okay. Well, any other questions? Maybe Zach? Yeah, Kiribal, I hear. We would like to know your opinion.
No, I.
Oh, just continue.
I always have trouble parking. You know, finding ways how to park. So no, it's definitely a very good idea, and you can make a lot of money doing this.
Yes,
definitely.
sir. Yeah, basically we need guidance of yours to get the next big thing.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Sir, basically I need the guidance for that idea to make it huge one, because I know the potential is huge as cities are lacking that demand. So
well, I live in New York City, and there's many other companies like yourself doing this, by the way. All right. I think it all depends the market that you want to start off in. Do you want to begin in India to start with?
yes, sir. Basically, in cities like Mumbai, Delhi, the metro cities, basically we lack that demand. The city space doesn't have that capacity to basically park, and the parking hours cost much higher if we basically part into the metro cities. So basically, my ideas provide the option to the user so that he have multiple options where he can park his car in different location at different rates, just like Uber do. Basically suggest you different prices for the same basically the same path you want to go home. So you have the option to choose your basically the rates. So our user will also have the options to park their car at different pricing option as well.
And have you already signed up many parking garages to act as your partners?
Sir, basically we don't need the parking garages. It likes Airbnb. The people who have parking space basically can upload the location on the app or platform in real time. So basically we don't require infrastructure as well.
Okay, I think it's quite clear. Thank you. Well, Kiribel, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask.
Yeah, well, this is a really great idea, and it has really good potential. But I heard you mention that the price for parking is high in cities like Mumbai. And do you think that people are willing to pay for the service you're providing if the price for parking is already high? Do you think they would be willing to pay? That would be my only question. Thank you.
It's basically very good question. So when we offer that parking location, so user will have an option of choosing an insurance at that parking place. We can earn additional revenue from that insurance point of view. So if the car get destroyed or harmed, so basically if car get damaged, if the user has chosen for the insurance as well, he might get the required money for his damaged car. So that's That's what I think of.
Great. So any other questions? If not, I guess we can move on. Okay. So the next participant is Joseph Tariku, and his idea is about eco-friendly material. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Yusuf Chariku, and I'm the founder of JT Startup. JT Company is a startup which aims to produce cheap, eco-friendly packaging material by utilizing byproducts of coffee. As we all know, plastic pollution is one of the major challenges our world faces today. JT Startup is founded to address this main challenge. The startup is based in Ethiopia, a country well known for a large consumer of coffee. This will allow our company to obtain raw materials locally to produce the packaging materials. Our customer segment include food, cosmetics, and household product manufacturers. Currently, the company is raising funds to invest in the development of MVP. Join us in our path of making the world free from plastic pollution. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your elevator pitch. Dear experts, who's got a question?
I have a question. When you say you make it out of byproduct of coffee, what exactly do you mean?
It means that the byproduct is, which means when we prepare coffee, we use it, we extract the caffeine and other sorts of chemicals, and the waste product of that process will be collected to make those packaging materials.
How are you going to collect it? Is it for businesses like coffee shops, restaurants, or you will also be collecting from households?
No, as our key partners, in my business plan, I list that restaurants, cafes are one of our key partners. Therefore, we can collect from them, and also we also developing a method to collect those waste products from each individual households.
Zach, you would like to ask?
Yeah, did you try already any, proof of concept stuff, or did you try any pilot things to collect, and also any products already you try to test?
Okay, thanks for that question. So currently, we are trying to, me and my teams, we are trying to prepare water-resistant packaging materials. That's our first, or moisture-resistant packaging material. That's our first priority because first we want to address small-scale manufacturers as our customer target. Small-scale manufacturers like that of ice cream vendors and coffee and other hot drink vendors. So we are trying to produce moisture resistant packaging material for those industries. So where we are right now is just producing an MVP. There are a lot of things we need to consider before getting into the market, because since the packaging material is used for food purposes, the quality must be assured. So that's what we are doing right now.
Yeah, thank you very much for the answer.
Thank you, Kirabel. You are welcome to ask your question.
Okay, thank you. I'm also from Ethiopia, and yes, we are one of the largest producers of coffee. And the idea is really good, to be honest. And the fact that Leon actually asked the question I was about to ask, but the fact that you're producing packaging materials from it is, I think, way much better because in our case, as the beta blockers, we produce biscuits, and the price of packaging materials is really, really expensive here in Ethiopia. And the ability to produce these packaging materials from waste is, I think, makes it unique. But I've never heard of such idea here in Ethiopia being executed. So, are there any competitors in your business model? If you identified any competitors, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that questions. The only competitor currently we have figured out is that only packaging material manufacturers which make packaging materials out of paper, since those are the one who are currently practicing on the market. Those would be the major competitors for our project. But as you've mentioned that currently we are using the waste product of coffee, so it makes the final product a lot cheaper than that of the paper-based materials, and also environmentally considering paper products promote deforestations, so that currently different countries are formulating or putting different restrictions to protect environment from different pollutions. Therefore, this idea has a potential for the future of packaging materials, since we are going in a world where environmental pollution is a very serious issue. Therefore, this product has a potential to become one of the top alternatives for replacing plastics.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
I would love to see a sample of this, but it's coming out of coffee byproducts here. What does it smell? What does it smell like? This packaging.
Okay.
Very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very good question. So it smells like coffee, but we are using certain chemicals that can deodorize those smells, so that it can smell neutral. So there are a lot of chemicals we can use to deodorize those things, and there are a lot of processing steps we are currently using to see that it become water resistant and other qualities that we listed if we want to achieve that.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I also think it's a brilliant idea and it could be very helpful, particularly in your country. So do we have any other questions?
No, just a short sentence of encouragement. I think at the beginning it would be very difficult because you're competing with people who don't care as much about the environment and they're trying to make a profit. But down the line, if you're able to survive, I think down the line, your company will become only more and more profitable, because as the restrictions become tougher, you will be you'll be ready. You don't need to change anything in your company. You're ready for the for those tough times. So I really hope it works out.
Thank you.
Yeah, we all do. Okay. Thank you for your idea, your presentation, and I guess we can move on. Well, the next participant is David Levi. Have I pronounced it properly? I hope so. With the idea of device for preventing heat stroke in a car. Let's see the elevator pitch. Yeah, I'm really sorry. I mixed the ideas up. So the next idea is Joseph Cassett, 25. Are you here with us?
Yes, I am.
Hello everyone, my name is Joseph Kasede and I'm from Uganda. My idea is called TwinFi, which is a community-based hotspot service with focus on students and remote workers. The problem I'm trying to solve is internet connectivity and internet costs. The primary audience, as I've noted above, is students and remote workers. TwinFi, the hotspot service I'm talking about, will work at a category-based token where workers have their own type of tokens and students have their own type of tokens. The existing platforms are cafes, which are like eating places, and mobile telecoms, which are too expensive. The uniqueness, TwinFi will give students a chance to connect without need for registration of SIM cards, and also it is community-based, meaning we go exactly where to the community where the students are, and also we come together with an e-learning system and a job portal.
Oh, thank you for your presentation. Who would like to express the opinion first? Mike? Yeah, Mike, anything to add, to say about the idea?
So I understand it would be just kind of like one big network of a whole bunch of different Wi-Fis. I understood it correctly?
Oh, Michael?
Yes.
So what happened is we are going to set up these hotspots in different locations where the students are actually seeking accommodation. And one of the areas where we seek to start from is one of the roads in Kampala, which has a connection of 7 universities in total, which gives us access to about 4,500 plus students. And most of them are actually foreign students. So what we do is we identify the area with the highest number of hostels, then we can set up the hotspot network there, like get a simple kiosk where we can set up our network next to the main hostels around the area. So these students can access the area, just buy their token, and then have access to the Wi-Fi from their hostel without them needing to come to that central location.
Does Uganda offer like 4G internet on the phones or 3G internet on phones?
Yeah, we have 4G, but the cost of the internet is extremely high, where you find that $1 cannot even get you a GB of internet connectivity. And given the global pandemic that recently hit, the country was forced to send students home for e-learning. Unfortunately, the internet reach was really, really poor. We almost ended up like the students just went home to sleep, basically.
That's very interesting. I guess I don't know enough about it. I know that in Cyprus, in the island of Cyprus, where I live right now, the internet was very expensive on mobile devices. But that's mainly because there isn't that many people. There's only about 2 million people on the island, and the infrastructure that supports mobile internet, it needs to be, the costs of that infrastructure get divided by the number of users at the end of the day. So I believe Uganda has quite a lot of people. And if there is a lot of people, you have enough users for the internet to be fairly cheap. So it begins to be a question of why is it expensive? That would be my main concern. Like if it's expensive, how will you really be able to make it cheaper? That's the idea.
The thing is, most of the internet here is offered by the mobile telephone companies. So for somebody to access the internet, they will need, first of all, to register a SIM card, which is going to take you almost 24 hours plus. And then on top of that, you need to be in an area that is accessible to the mobile telephone companies. But in recent years, like recently had Leica joining the team of mobile telephone service companies here, which is offering up to 20 GB for about $3 or $4.
However, most of the students will not be able to access this because of the areas where they reside. So given the fact that there are companies that offer fiber internet, which the students cannot get at their hostels because of the costs. So subscribing to one of these companies and getting different locations as a startup will mean that it's only one startup buying the whole cost and then distributing it to different points. And that will be very cheap to operate as considered to students having to run fiber all the way to their hostel, which they cannot.
I see. So kind of like an internet broker. That's
Yeah,
an interesting
more like
idea.
that.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. That's all for me.
Thank you very much for your answer. So, guys, do we have any other questions? Anything to add?
May I? Hopefully, in your case, the mobile providers of internet and the Wi-Fi, like home internet or Wi-Fi internet you're going to provide, are they competing or this is the same company? Because if it's the same company, they could, make problems on the way. If they're different, it's gonna be like a real chance for, for the competition. But if it's the same provider,
currently you have the phone companies, the mobile companies have their own service they offer. Then the other people who offer the home internet, there are also a couple of teams that are coming in. But where I come in is that I can get internet from any of the two. I can get it from the mobile telephone companies, or I can get it from the people offering home internet. Then I set up my own shop somewhere within the community of students where they can easily access Wi-Fi internet, because I'm planning to use repeaters and routers and also boosters to enable them to be able to connect to the hotspot without them having to move up and down or having to buy SIM cards, because most of the students here are actually foreign. So the fact that they need a national ID to get a SIM card and be able to access internet really frustrates them, because they have to look for natives to give them that SIM card, their national IDs or something like that. So where I come in is I set up the hotspot, and then these foreigners do not have to look for somebody's national ID to go and register, because of recent passports and foreign national IDs are restricted in registering SIM cards.
I see, thank you. So are you going to build the infrastructure of hotspots, or you want to use, the people who already have the Wi-Fi and to encourage them to share?
No, I am going to set up my own network from scratch, because I did IT at campus back in 2014 when I graduated, and I've been doing networks so I have a good number of people that I can buy from repeaters and routers and set up the network myself, then get a fiber running to the point where I've set up the hotspot center, and then I distribute it over my own network.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Well, anything to add? I think no. Well, then thank you very much for your presentation, for your brilliant idea. It's really good. And then we can continue with the next participant. So this is David Levi, if I pronounce it correctly, with the idea of the device for preventing heat stroke in a car. Let's watch it.
Oh, my name is David Levy, and I'm here to present my idea for you. I'm pretty sure that all of you heard these horrible stories about forgotten children inside of the cars and what happened to these children. This happens not only with children, but also with different types of pets. There's no correct number on the web how many pets found themselves in this situation, but there are a lot. So my idea is this. Hang a device that monitors three things: temperature, moving in the back row, and if there is someone in the driver's seat. So if there is really something moving and temperature is high and no one in the driver's seat, then the device will contact the parents/owners, and if no response is received from them, then send the pre-recorded message to 911 of course with the coordinates of the car. I'm pretty sure that this idea has great financial potential because I'm sure that in the hot countries, government will mandate this type of device will be installed in the car. So here is a general and short explanation of my idea. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.
Okay, very good. I think it's a very unusual idea, isn't it? I think our experts agree with me. Well, Zach.
Hi. First of all, this is like a problem that we face every summer in the places where the summer is long, so not just on the summer. I can't say this is not unusual. I'm gonna tell you even more. Once I was even in a special hackathon dedicated to some similar in 2016, and still it's not resolved completely. Even that many countries already mandatory putting this mandatory into the regulations for the car licensing. So definitely this has a great potential. The question is actually what kind of sensors to use, and that's the question number one. And then number two, it's how to make as possible the false positive alarms. So that's like the main point, because if you have too much false positive alarms, it's, you know, it makes the attention of the responsible person less dedicated to the system.
So for my MVP, I used a motion sensor, but for now I'm thinking about changing this motion sensor for cam, and of course with the device itself comes app, and you know, like in a lot of places there is a cam in near the door, entry door to the house, and when it presses, it shows who is there. So something like that. If it senses motions, it sends a message and shows what does it see. But for MVP, I use the motion sensor because this is the easiest and cheapest part to try this concept.
Yeah, great. And also, it is, I know the point that if you talk about pets, particularly about the dogs, that's even more. Not more, but you see, the pets, it's even harder. The heat stroke comes even faster because they don't have, you know, the sweating in other organs. So. What do you think? You want to divide the project for the animal part and for the pets part and for the children, or you do it together?
I didn't think about it, but for now, as I can see the answer, as I told, there comes app, and you can change the way it works for pets, for children, or both. So this is what I think for now.
Great. And the point is also think, I know maybe you thought already, then it's not just about the parents or the owners of the pets, but also the care providers for the children, or care providers for the, you know, other people, or care providers for the pets. So.
Can you come again for this question? I didn't
understand. Thinking about future development, think not just as a not just addressing the parents or addressing the pets owners, but also addressing the care providers. How would it be different for care providers and for the parents? So just a point to think about.
Okay, thank you.
Question that I have is very simple. Actually, you mentioned that there is a great business potential. Well, I can see that, but what do you think about it?
So I have heard rumors from trusted sources that the Israeli government is now working to install such devices in cars to mandate them to be installed. And I'm sure that this will also apply to other countries. So there is a market and it's growing, and for myself, I didn't find another good devices that can provide the same things as they provide.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, Gurbel, you would like to add something?
Yes, actually, this is kind of a rare problem in developing countries like Ethiopia. But during my trip to Denmark, I have seen that this was a really great problem at times. But and few weeks earlier, I found out that Hyundai, I know you're aware of this car manufacturing company. They are building up a system called this rare occupant alert, which is quite related to what you're offering. So, and also I have also heard that more car manufacturers are also thinking of installing such kind of systems. So, wouldn't that be a big competition to face? Thank you.
Well, if I could try to, I mean, I thought about it also, but you know, if I may, David, if you let me, basically the new car manufacturers will all install it. I mean, but there is a huge fleet of older cars, not all, but older cars that will need this to be done separately away from the large companies, right, David?
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. And also, most of them rely on weight sensor or things like that. From my experience, dogs often sent into the spaces between the seat and between the seats. You know, like the floor. So it can't really sense through the weight if there is a dog inside of the car. There is a dog, but it can't. It's not on the seat, for example.
Thank you.
I think it's a really good idea. I really do. You know, everybody seems to have got a dog today, and I don't just see this in cars. I see this in buildings, in apartments. You know, with the climate change today, you know, the countries are getting warmer and warmer. I can see it for old people as well. You know, but I think it's a really good idea.
Thank you.
I would highly recommend that you consider integrating it, like instead of creating a device that has a camera, because dash cams, we have a ton of them already in the market. Consider connecting it to the, I think it's called the ODB2 connection. Right under the steering wheel, you have a connector into the car. And using that connector, you can connect basically to the computer, for example, and control the entire car from there. You can open windows if it gets too hot, or you can turn on the alarm. You can turn off the alarm. You can do a lot of things through that. If your device will just have integration to that thing, meaning that, and it already exists, those devices that you just plug in and you can connect it to your phone, the car to the phone. My car connects to my phone. I think it will make your life way easier developing the product itself.
I'm working on this at the moment.
I think it's a great idea. Best of luck.
Hey guys, well, thank you, David, for your idea. That's an unstandard one, you know, I mean, for such an unusual situation, but still, yeah, thank you very much. Well, and the next participant is Umar Musa, with an idea of a digital clinic.
Hello, my name is Umar Musa and my idea is digital clinic. So when we talk about health, even people with good health services and people without this privilege mostly care about the same thing, which are one, convenience, two, is affordability, 3, professionalism, and safety. And the drastic change in this overall lives due to this emergence of COVID-19 has proven this point valid. But not so much has been done, especially in the health sector, which seriously required for modification. So the digital clinic aims to tackle these healthcare challenges by creating partnerships that are flexible, responsive, and robust in the face of any challenge, and at the same time provide the needed requirement for convenience, accessibility, affordability, and professionalism, and providing safety to the general public. This is my idea. Thank you very much.
Well, Umar, are you with us? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, good. Well, let's then ask the questions. Would like to start.
We have a medical expert here.
Yeah, of course,
Hi.
Zach.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Well, first of all, you are so right. Especially, we actually had all these tools even before the pandemic, but we know we did not use them because healthcare is a little bit, conservative. Now we have this booster of COVID pandemic, and it allows us to go faster. I was involved also in some activities related to, digital health, digital clinic, and telemedicine, and I assume that's what you're addressing. And you probably saw other telemedicine solutions at the market. Could you please, what is the unique proposition in your case?
Yes, thank you very much. First of all, I'm from Nigeria, and this health problem is like so cumbersome here, especially in Africa or Nigeria to be specific. So there is this need for professionals, especially like here in my country. One doctor that's to the ratio. One doctor sounds like about 5,000 to 6,000 people. So the numbers is huge, and the demands for this health facility has been growing rapidly, and nothing has been done actually. So my fair advantage of what I wanted to integrate here is I don't want it to just be a platform where you can maybe book an appointment with a medical professional only. You can be able to maybe talk to an expert. The expert will have a back end that will be linked to laboratories, pharmacies, and the rest. So in case of maybe you want to see a doctor, you can be able to book an expert, talk to him. He will advise you and direct you to those labs integrated in our app that's close to your location. We'll try our best to find a way to put those people onto our app, like those labs and pharmacies. So you can be able to have everything on one platform. From your medical records will be safe because we have end-to-end encryption. So you can be able to go to the lab without, you have a date actually that you can go there or a time if it's emergency. So we'll have this kind of control regarding, especially this COVID-19 that emerges with this problem of physical distancing. So you maybe having the time, you being directed to go to a lab, you can easily go there without you staying in the queue, without wasting time there. You can just easily go there, have your sample, your doctor will have your result, and the same goes to you because the result will be sent to both you and your doctor. And again, your doctor can be able to write some prescription for you, which you can also go to those pharmacies integrated on our app. So that's to control drug abuse, especially because I put this into consideration because some people will take this opportunity to get a prescription from experts to go and start taking some nuisance drugs that will not be good for their health. So instead of that, we'll have those pharmacies integrated on our app. So a doctor can just easily write a prescription for you. You can decide to go to the nearest pharmacist close to you, and get those drugs as instructed by the expert. So, and again, we have some subscription base, because here we have this problem of pregnant women, especially. Some of them end up dying. So I try to incorporate this emergency, like, should I call it like a taxi, or like it's more like a first aid car actually, that you can be able, if you subscribe, like if you maybe book an expert with us, let's assume you book an expert, you explain your problem, and he has advised you on some things you should do. You can be able to pay for our own subscription, so that we guide you on the diet, exercise, and other things that will fasten your recovery process. So doing that, we have some little distance regarding women, especially pregnant women. So you can be able to use this platform. If you are, maybe let's assume you are 1 month pregnant, you can pay for this subscription. So when you can be requesting for our own service, so that our car will be coming to pick you and take you to your regular checkup. So in the case of, because here mostly people living here are mostly poor, so most of them don't have cars or don't have access to all these maybe a neighbor that can be able to help them out. So having this in place, instead of a woman being pregnant and being stranded at home, she can be able to use these our service can help her out, because we are 24/7 at our service. She can easily just.
Omar, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Running out. So thank you for your answer. I guess that time for Carabel to express himself. Move forward.
I've got a question. Very good idea. How do you make money?
We make money through the booking. We'll have like 10% cut for the booking. And again, we have those subscription base where you can be able to subscribe, where we advise you on your dieting, the exercise you should be, the regular exercise you need for the kind of disease you're having, the kind of lifestyle. So we'll advise you regarding that, which is also another source of income. And again, these labs that will be integrating with them and the pharmacists will have some order as a referral commission regarding them being out, because our expert will be referring people to their facilities. So we'll have some commissions there again. And again, we plan to, again, maybe we can think of if we should put some ads, but I don't like ads being displayed, especially for patients. I think it's so disrespectful to be displaying ads on their distance. So these are the main source of revenue, like the subscription, the referral, and the booking. That's the percentage we'll be getting from booking the expert. Thank you very much.
I want to like a very, very quick suggestion, Vlad. It will not take long. Think about, I think a good idea would be to attach a marketplace for all these services and the goods that you are talking about, like vitamins, not prescription drugs, but maybe OTC drugs and so on, like this, maybe exercise and stuff. Marketplace would go very well with this, I think.
Yes, that's really a good one. Though before I was thinking of just referral name, but this suggestion has just brought something into mind. This is really interesting. Thank you very much.
Just a small remark. First of all, I hope it's really gonna work and gonna work in the closest future. One of there was a question in the chat. Then, what is the future of digital health in in Africa or other countries? Then the healthcare system is not so developed as in Western Europe. I think actually that digital health and telemedicine, it's even more applicable for those places. Also because of it's very hard to get to to the hospital and other places, even without the COVID, but now with COVID even more. But in addition to that, think to do some blood tests. One of the problems in Western countries to get a blood test is not just the cost of the test, but it's also the cost of the people who taking this test. So in the case of such places, Nigeria, that could be really a good way to implement it, because the personnel is more accessible than in the Western country. Also, the regulations are sometimes easier. So I think it's going to be great and a great start. From another hand, you have a huge market because it's a huge country, a huge population. So especially for this kind of situation, the telemedicine and the project of your clinic, it's something that could grow big.
Thank you, Zach. Well, I guess that everyone has expressed themselves, but then let's move forward here. Thank you for your idea. And the next participant is Simonel Tarico with the idea of a personal assistant mobile app. Let's watch the elevator pitch. Okay, can we see the elevator pitch of Simonel? Moderator, please turn it on.
Hello, this is Zamanil. The idea is a personal assistant app, a platform which can assist and simplify a specific person's life with their daily texts, calls, reminders, memos, events, business CRMs, and financial statements. Also, that can read texts to a person in need. The problem is most businessmen are overloaded with hundreds of important unread messages because it is boring to check texts one by one. And a vast number of seniors cannot use their phone as they need because of aging factors. Also, for lots of illiterate pupils who are challenged to read or use their phone properly. Since there is no accessible support for those in this condition, if we at least meet 1% of the market, it is already 50 million users monthly. Thank you for your time.
Sounds very interesting. What do our experts think? Well, Kiribati, would you like to say something? Yeah.
This idea is actually a lifesaver. But my question would be, I guess he's from Ethiopia, and if he's intending to implement this project in Ethiopia, he'd face some minor some challenges when implementing this kind of systems. But my main question here is how would he make money? Like, how would this idea make money? Is it subscription based, or what's the money making approach?
Zumanil, could you answer? I'm afraid we can't hear. Well, I guess there are some problems, and apparently he doesn't understand what we are talking about. Well, or can you hear us? Guess we can't. Okay.
We need one of those devices that somebody here wanted to implement in Uganda for internet, for good internet.
Sorry, but I can't unmute him manually.
No, you won't be able to force him to unmute. You can only invite him to be unmuted.
Yeah, Simonel, could you say something? No, it doesn't work, unfortunately. Okay, let's do it in the following way. Just if you have any comments, you're welcome to give them. So we just will comment on the idea.
I guess
Oh,
maybe the manual could reconnect to us, or maybe we could talk with him later on because it's
Or maybe later, yeah, but now we just don't want to waste our time, unfortunately. Okay, so Leon, any comments?
Yeah, a quick one. My comment is it's a very simple one. Anything that I'm talking about myself right now. I'm opening my he's talking about SMS, some text messages, but basically we're really flooded with lots of information. You know, I'm opening my Telegram channel, and while I'm answering somebody, I have already 5 or 6 or sometimes 10 new messages. And if someone would be able to help me to sift through them, I would really say thank you. I would really say thank you. Same probably with SMS, especially in the location which we're talking about, where it's more popular than internet messages. So I think it's a good idea with, again, I will say what I already said today. If it's implemented properly, it has future.
Good. So any other comments? Nothing to add. Okay.
Me now? Hello.
Oh yeah, finally we can hear you.
Okay.
Then any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul,
Okay.
maybe anything to add?
We get a revenue from this project by controlling ads, marketing ads that came via SMS. As you know, worldwide, SMS marketers invest more than $8 billion, but there is no great platform at the user side. Most users don't need to receive SMS marketing since SMS marketings are too much in numbers because marketers send them in bulk. So we get a revenue by controlling these marketing texts at the user side. And the other option will be we can promote ads according to the user, according to the user texts specifically. If the user is texting about cement, so there will be a cement promotion. So the user will be targeted as its need, and that's it.
Thanks a lot. Do we have any questions, guys? I think that not. Okay. In that case, we can move forward. Thank you very much for your idea. So in the next participant is Ali Movahedi, but guys, we have one problem because Ali unfortunately doesn't speak English, or he hardly speaks English as far as I understood. So that is why I think he will have some problems with answering your questions. So probably we can only give comments on that.
Hey guys, I am Ali Movahedi from Irania.
I want to integrate social networks and messaging service and build a single platform. 5-star hotel. Users can use only one platform. 2. Content separation and parental access to children's account. Earn users from the platform. Famous purchases and singers can earn money from all platforms, and also users can use movie and music for free. International job search and online retail. With the special method of this platform, users should use useful video to be seen better and several other features. My platform is the most lucrative of all platforms.
Okay, thank you for your pitch. As far as I understand, you don't speak English, right? Okay, there are some problems. Then, guys, let's just comment on the idea. Just give us your thoughts. Michael, maybe you would like to say something?
No, this time I'm gonna let the others have a go.
Okay, let me
Okay.
do this. You know, the idea of controlling the content on the internet, mostly on the internet, it's not a new idea. I mean, back it was, I think like maybe 20 years ago, I had a friend who developed in the UK a special service, special controlling device for children. I mean, because sometimes parents really would like to know and would like to control what is happening, what their kids are getting through the internet. So this is a very good idea. I mean, it's very live idea. And as to the new messengers, look, and maybe it's today with Facebook going away from this world into digital world, maybe somebody has to take its place, and maybe your messenger would be able to do that. So don't stop. I mean, again, you are in a big market, and even if you grab a small piece of it, you will be a billionaire. Thank you.
Thank you, Leon. I'm not sure that our participant understood what you were speaking about, but still,
As long
we
as you understood, it's fine.
yeah, we did. Okay. Well, any other comments? Okay, as I can see, there are none. Then let's move forward. Yeah, thank you, Ali, for your idea. Yeah, and the next idea is by Nikita Kuido. This is about HealthGen. Let's watch his elevator pitch. And can we watch the picture? There are some problems, as I can tell. Okay.
Hi, my name is Nikita, and I would like to present my idea for Idea Factory. Many of us have experienced mental problems at least once. For example, depression, panic attacks, phobias. After the COVID-19 lockdowns, World Health Organization registered for about 370 million cases of depression. In addition, one of the 100 people died, committed a suicide. Therefore, mental health is a sore point of modern society. So I suggest an idea named as Health Gen. It's going to be a telemedicine service with an app and deep artificial intelligence mechanism. Well, how it works? Every person will be able to download it, test themselves, and record their problems in audio format and send it anonymously to the artificial intelligence analyzer. In cooperation with artificial intelligence analyzer and two independent doctors, records and tests are checked and a patient get the roadmap for solving their mental issues. Along with professional doctors in the near future, artificial intelligence would be able to replace doctors and do analysis on its own. This service will have a lot of additional products as person-to-person consultations, trainings, etc. I believe that the fusion of telemedicine and personalized approach would be helpful for everyone who feels mentally insecure. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your brilliant elevator pitch, and I think the idea is quite outstanding one. So, experts, what do you think?
May I?
Zach, sure,
So,
welcome.
first of all, it's great to see one medical project, and we could see that this is a second medical project dedicated to the mental health. So it is the issue, especially in the pandemic time. My approach is I really believe in digital medicine. Still, I think the doctors, and especially psychiatry doctors, those people who are needed. So I'd rather to be, to put on the motto not in the future to avoid the participation of the medical professional in the cure process, but either to do it better, to focus his attention and to focus on the things that are really important and to make it personalized medicine more than to make it just computerized medicine. This startup addresses the similar issue addressed previously, but it makes it more wider, not only focusing on suicide problem, but also other mental health issues. What is unique point? Are you going to make it country-wise, or you want to do it international-wise? What is the first implementation? The first pathology, the first sickness, or what is the first location? How are you thinking to do it?
Well, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you, Zahar, for your deep question. So first of all, I think that the uniqueness of idea is the confusion of artificial intelligence and the human approach. So I think that the artificial intelligence and its perspectives are underestimated, because of low literacy of artificial intelligence, etc. And we have a lot of medical errors and mistakes as for human factor. So I think that the artificial intelligence, it is the best idea for checking and hedging some human risks. So first of all, the answer for the first part of the question. And the second one is, I think that this startup has the global scale, but here it would be, I think it will be started in Russia, in some depression, in some mental problems, like some difficulties with neurosis or some other difficulties, panic attacks, etc. So there are a lot of practices that every person can apply in his life, but this is the rare situation when person knows them. So I think it's good bridge between knowledges, experience of doctors and the checking of artificial intelligence.
Great. Thank you very much for this answer. I'm totally agree with you that the artificial intelligence could help you to avoid the human mistakes, but still, especially in this point of development, it is important to be to be in touch with the doctors. What I wanted to say then, actually, Russia would be great place for initial application. Because that's there is a psychiatry help in the area, but still people not quite ready to address the initiative because different mentality point and start them. So that could really make it possible for people who have a problem to go to the doctor. In this case they could address. I want again to focus to underline the point of confidentiality and how it's really important in your case. And if you have any thoughts how to keep the confidentiality of the people, or share with us, or think about it for the future development.
Yeah, this is a good question, and I think it's the core of this idea. Yes, as you have mentioned, that confidentiality is the core of belief to this service. Well, I think there are a lot of platforms and crypto-based technologies that could prove and to make feel the client better and safer, that their data would be anonymous. So I think that some blockchain platforms could prove it easily well, and the data with code that cooperate the audio data tests and the number that doesn't know anyone behind the system would be the great part of this anonymous system. I think it's not difficult.
One thing that I would like to mention is that great idea. I mean, I'm sure that the future, I don't know whether Zach will agree with me or not, but the future of medicine is in computers, let's put it this way, in digital world. But right now, it seems like you will have to go through lots of regulation barriers, because right now, even though sometimes computer can make a better diagnosis than a better solution, it's prohibited in most countries, right, Zach?
Yeah, I wanted to agree with you. So that's the point. Maybe, probably, the computers once many things they could do better. They're not tired. They always could be in duty. But the point is, we live in the real world, and one of the things to do is to make doctors a friends, not an enemies. Because if you put then now the computers makes it better. That's gonna be a real strong contraction against the implementation. And with all the point, then the computers do many things better, but the personal touch, especially in the mental health, it's important point. So I think it's important to do the combination, not to get not to underestimate both parts, computer part and the human part, especially in mental health treatment.
Okay, thank you for your ideas. There are the best one that I've heard for about weeks. So the question of Leon is the regulations and the government problems. So in the medical part, we have several zones where we can face with them. In pharma question, when we get receipts for our clients, yeah, we have some difficulties with that. In the future, it could be hard to fulfill clients with some pharma and some drugs, but there are a lot of just a moment, cabinets and some private doctors who is able to prove these drugs and receipts and to follow clients when they putting them into the clients. Sorry, and the second one is yes, technology with human face. I think it's the best idea for promoting and marketing of this system. But I think that for the generating plan of some cure of these mental problems, we needn't doctors, because problems are really real technical, and they are in the mind of people, and they have the same processes, like the absence of serotonin and other parts of normal processes in our mind. So I think yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Nikita. So, do we have any other questions here, Paul? Maybe.
No, I'd just like to say that it was an excellent pitch. I must say your English is really good. No, anything to do with mental health, especially today, is so important. You know, you look, you even look at these sports figures today. You know, the Japanese tennis player. The how can I say, the bipolar depression, mental disease is growing and growing. You know, possibly because of this social media. It's kind of messing everybody up. But I really do like the idea, and I think it was an excellent presentation.
Well, can I add something? And the answer for the Zach, that yes, the people that Paul mentioned, they don't address even to human. So maybe they will address to our service, and we could help them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, so I think it would be just fair towards Aman if I ask the same questions of Nikita. When it comes to legality, if the suicide rates increase among people who use your app, who will be held responsible? You cannot hold the machine responsible and put it in prison or anything like that. So who's going to take the responsibility?
Thank you for this question. I misheard it in the previous conversations. Well, okay. We could think about it together. Well, we have suicide cases. I don't know how it could be connected with our service, because we are trying to analyze cases. We could generate the plan for mental problem treatment and etc. And the deal of the client to follow them. This service will okay, it's a good point, and maybe it will be the strong part of this service, because artificial intelligence would detect from the social media, from other parts from the client, some extra and maybe emergent cases when some people would be on the edge, and the emergency will go to their houses. I think that's I think it's a good question, but strategically, I think it's not a problem for this service, because it's like a consultant. You may follow that or not. It's not okay. I'll just end.
Yes. To be honest, I'm not really looking for an answer, right? I just want you to keep that in mind, because you will have to eventually solve that problem one way or another.
Okay, thank you.
So
But
maybe
both your idea and Aman's idea, I think they're great ideas, and this is definitely a problem. I think the biggest problem in that we're facing with regards to suicides is that it's a taboo subject and nobody wants to talk about it, and it's a very quiet problem, but it keeps growing over time. And the fact that you guys are trying to address it one way or another, I think this is absolutely great. And the question that I'm asking you is not to discourage you, but on the contrary, to make sure that we're all on the same page, that you guys see what might happen. So yeah, that's mainly it for me. Thank you.
I just want to do a small remark, and that's the same for another mental health, for the suicide, another suicide project, suicide treatment project. So the doctors or medical professionals or the all the medical developments and the medical professionals, they don't do something in order to do it worse. They're trying to do best to do it better, but still there could be the responsibility when the things get more complicated than they would be without the intervention. So people just trying to do their best in order not, not to harm. The main important thing in the medicine, not to harm. Now, I think it's not for the disencouraged, but as Mike mentioned, this is to keep it in mind. And maybe if you guys win this competition, the best thing to do already now, even before you have other things, is to use these funds in order to get, very professional regulations and lawyers' help to understand what are the responsibilities and how to work with this.
Yeah, thank you, Zach, very much. I think that's pretty much it, right? With the questions. Well, thank you, Nikita. That's a fabulous idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Aman, you would like to say something? Because we're just running out of time, so yeah.
I would like to add something.
Sorry.
I just wanted to, since the comment of Zakaria is implemented both for me and Nikita, I wanted to thank him for the positive comment.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have quite similar ideas, but I think that they're still different, each of them is quite unique in its own way. Okay. And the last participant for today is Nitin Dixon with the idea of Community for Development MVP.
Hey Idea Factory, my name is Nitin Dixon and I am from India. My concept is Startup Starter, an idea which will help new entrepreneurs to grow their startup and develop their MVP with low cost. New startups have to struggle so much to find cheapest solutions for their MVP development or application development or website development or web portal development so that they can grow faster. But we have a solution where we can provide these services with low cost and high efficiency, including digital marketing solutions and social media postings. We will not only help with the MVP development, we will also provide the technical support with them, and we will also provide digital marketing solutions so that they can get the initial clients very easily, so that they can only focus on their content, not the technology.
Good. So the experts who would like to say something about the idea.
May I?
Of course.
There is a joke about the people who were getting richest people during the gold rush were not the people who were mining gold, but the people who were selling shovels. I mean, when you provide service, it's always a good idea It's always going to be beneficial, and to provide service to people who are having ideas and to help them. This is no question winning idea.
Okay. Well, anyone else who could comment on the idea?
May I?
Go ahead.
Actually, your business model is the paying for the service, or there's something different?
Sorry, Garshan, can you please repeat your question?
What is your business model? It's paying for the services?
My business model is based on our services which we are providing to the new entrepreneurs. And we will charge you definitely, but it would be very less as compared to the current solutions. Like if I have an idea and I want to develop its MVP, so I have to find some software companies so that they can develop MVP for me. So, but there is a big problem is charge, because right now I have just an idea and I'm personally investing in this MVP, so cost would be matter for me a lot. After that, if I put my all the amount to develop this MVP, so after that I have to I have to put marketing also, but I don't have money. So we are providing a combined solution so that any startup can have their MVP developed, but also they can have digital marketing solutions at one place.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nitin. Yeah, we also know that you're feeling not really good lately, so we wish you to get better. Wish you sooner
Thank you, Vlada.
recovery. Yeah, get better. Yeah, so I think we don't really have to waste our time now any longer, and we may come to the conclusion. Yes, guys, what do you think? So have you already decided on the winner?
Do we cast votes?
Yeah, I mean, do you need some time to think over the ideas presented, or you're ready to tell who the winner is right now, right away?
Can we say something before that? Can we before?
Yeah, of course.
Let me start then, okay? What we all do here, we're selecting best, let's not forget, we're not simply selecting a business idea. We're selecting a startup. Startup is something, I mean, this is start, this is new business, this is new idea, and it has a couple of very important features. First of all, it has to be financially feasible. I mean, it has to go all the way very, very high. And so the part of business, and I mean, today there were lots of questions about what is how do you supposed to make money out of this. And my personal question, my opinion is that if you think about it, then you have to think twice. And this is important, how far in terms of money the idea can go, the business can go. And also the second part, which is I like very much the idea, is that there has to be something new in it, new, and I'm not afraid of this word sexy. I mean, because if you just think, okay, guys, a great business idea, let's open a business center. It's a great idea, but it's not sexy. I mean, unless depends on what you're going to sell there. So I think these are two major considerations, two major points that have to go into making our decisions. I personally think that two ideas, I cannot select between them. Honestly, I cannot. There are two ideas here that I think are really comply with both. I mean, they have great potential. They have great potential financially, and they also are very attractive. And attractive to me, I don't know about you. I mean, this is very personal. As you know, the idea of Nikita, I think, is the idea of a medical digital introduction of medicine into life. I think it has immense potential. I mean, this is the idea of it's going to be not billion. I'm sure it's going to be $1 trillion market very, very soon. So if you, Nikita, you're going to catch even small part of this $1 trillion market, hey, we're going to be friends. I'm kidding. And another idea is that I like personally very much, in spite of something that some of you might know, is the idea of preventing heat strokes. I cannot select between these two ideas. I like them both equally. So I don't know whether it's okay to cast half vote for one and half vote for another. Vlada, I mean, or this is a
Okay.
joke. This
Yeah.
is a joke. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
actually, not kidding. Can we cast half votes? Because I'm in the same
You're
situation, but
also into.
with
Yeah. You're
two
also into
other.
mines.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of. I really like the park your car idea. That Airbnb for parking. It seems like it's just so simple, so easy to implement, and the entire all metropolitan areas are your market. So to me, this is really attractive. And the other one, again, I guess I'm a cars guy from that perspective. That the idea about the heat strokes I also like, because it's also fairly easy to implement if you think about it, because all the technology is already inside the car, especially a bit as soon as the car becomes a little bit more expensive, like if you move away from I don't know, from Hyundai, if you look at Mercedes and BMWs and Audis, all of them already have all the necessary sensors and all the necessary equipment inside the car to implement that idea. And those companies, they have more than enough money to buy out a startup. So that's another very a very easy thing to push through, I would think. So as far as I'm concerned, I would cast half of my vote for the Airbnb parking and the other half for the heat stroke.
Okay. Good choice. Well, then, yeah, Kirbel, you'd like to. Who would you vote for? Could you tell us?
Before I cast my vote, I want to say something to the participants. The ideas I heard today, they are not ideas that are worth just $1,500. You know, they are $1 million ideas, all of them. But you know, when considering a startup, I don't know how Leon went into my mind and spoke it, but there were actually 4 criteria. The first one would be feasibility. Will it be applicable? The second one is novelty. How unique is the idea? And the third one would be sustainability. And finally, impact. And considering this, I think if all the startups consider these 4 main points and you know they make little adjustments to their business model, all of the ideas are really fantastic. And when it comes to my choice, there are actually 2 ideas that caught my mind. And the first one would be the eco-friendly material by Joseph. And yeah, when we see how packaging material is really expensive, and the process of producing these packaging materials is really degradatory to the environment, and you know, finding solutions, recycling this recycling waste into really useful products, it's really really good idea. And the second one would be the heat stroke by Levi David. And yeah, although there are other companies which are implementing it, as Leon said before, there are many cars who still need to implement this. But I think if I had to choose between these two, the only difference between these two startups would be, or ideas would be, the part that's the novelty part. When it comes to novelty, the heat stroke in a car, there are companies already implementing it, and it's also easy to implement. But when it comes to the eco-friendly material, it seems a bit novel. It would have been great if we'd see a prototype, but I guess the novelty, the feasibility of the idea, and even it's made out of, I think, the coffee waste. So yeah, since
Okay.
so
So you
that
go
would be,
with the eco-friendly material, right?
yes, eco-friendly material.
Okay, thank you for such a comprehensive feedback. Okay, Zach.
Yeah. So this session was really great, and the approach I like both a new approach for the outsourcing, both in the first presenter with outsourcing service, or one place shop with MVP. Still, especially in today's session, it was great to see there were many, medical dedicated startups, and just because of my background, because also in previous sessions I tried to not to choose just because of medical background to choose the startups. I try to look from different perspectives. And also the guys with the coffee recycling, I had a privilege and pleasure to choose them in the weekly contest. Still, it was great to see many things medical related, both the clinic, virtual clinic from Nigeria, or mental health startups. And if it would be possible to split the vote, it would be great. So I'm asking the jury.
Okay.
Yeah, but by the way, also, the heat stroke, it's also kind of medical startup, because in some locations it's called forgotten children or forgotten pets syndrome. So we may say it was also medical. It would be great if I could vote for two, and in this case it would be two mental health startups, because they really they do the impact on the point. Then some people are not comfortable to address medical professionals in the mental health, both or suicide problem or other mental health, which and I think there much synergy in those projects. Guys, you definitely need to talk, and my vote is for these two startups, and if it's possible to split and through the synergy in the project, if there is, if the guys gonna find synergy, it would be great.
So if I'm not mistaken, this is anti-depression media and health gen, right? These two ideas.
The mental disorders and the suicide. Me.
Anti-depression, yeah, that works. Okay, we got you. Thank you, Zach. Well, and actually, yeah, Paul, I think that at this point you have you'll determine the winner. You can do this because at this point we have 1 point for for heat stroke, right, and 1 point for health gen. Guys, am I right? I am bad at math.
Okay, shall I go?
And 1 point for coffee reps.
Oh yeah, and 1 point. Yeah, so let us say that these are 3 finalists. So if you can select among these 3.
Okay, I wrote down immediately afterwards. I wrote down 2. I wrote down coffee, and I wrote down Nikita. That was my that was my 2 about 15 minutes ago. God, I think it would be the coffee, because it's really kind of original, that one, If I was to put my money on it, I would put it on Nikita, by the way. But on the idea, I think maybe the coffee.
So your choice is
Coffee
material.
extract and mental health with Nikita.
So two again.
Yeah.
So in that case, they're equal. What are we going to do in this case? Yeah, maybe our Jack supervisor could. Can we split the price then? The half for eco material and the other one goes for health gen. Is it possible?
Yeah,
I think when we have two winners, today we wanna have just one. That's why it's now every jury just should choose between these two ideas. Yeah, the number one and number two idea, and every jury give just one vote for one of them. And
Okay.
so we decide one winner, please.
Okay.
Okay.
So everybody, so how number we have two winners, yeah, like votings, but we need one. So within these three or two winners, every jury deciding just taking one of them. Okay, thank you.
I give my vote to Nikita.
Okay.
I'll give my vote to the coffee guy.
Okay, 1-1.
I give my vote to mental health, Nikita.
Okay, 2-1. Gerbil.
Coffee. I'll go
Coffee.
by
2-2 again. Wow, this is your.
I'm gonna go with coffee. Coffee.
Okay, so in that case,
Congratulations to the coffee guy.
yeah. Oh, congrats.
Okay, perfect. So we have this winner. Where is he here now? Can you say something? Our coffee guy.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here, Jake.
Yeah.
I'm really, I don't know what to say. I'm really, thank you guys. I don't know. I have no words to express my feelings right now.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And also, Kirby mentioned that there could be synergy with the beta blockers, so as a packing material. So maybe there's going to be really the synergy. And you know, a good message, because after winning Idea Factory, the guys really proceed in their business. So maybe that's a good sign, and wish you a lot of progress in your stuff.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, but all of the guys are winners because they are have possibility to have a meeting, private meeting with one of the experts, and also to be active. And it's to win this $1,500. It doesn't mean not to be not to have one investor for your other idea. So that's why it's like interactive game with this money price, but all of your ideas are noticed and they are published, and they will be published also at our venture fund partners and all of these things. And every of you will get now a special certificate of participating of monthly contest, and I think it will be good thing for using, and the winner will get the winner certificate. And maybe when experts want to say something from their side to offer something to number two, to Nikita's project, maybe a special session or something what can be helpful for him. So you can you can say something. Thank you. Zach.
So if the suggestion was for the special session, I will be happy to talk with Nikita.
Okay, so moderator has to give a meeting time, and so they can speak, or I think it's no problem to connect this speech meeting time. Okay, thank you. now, but someone wanna say also something? Maybe Paul or Leon or Michael.
I could say, I mean, somebody, Kirbo, I think, said this already. All ideas are great, and most important thing is to try. The most important thing is not to stop here. No matter whether you win or whether you didn't win. I mean, I'm not going to say lose. You all winners, and guys. I mean, I very seldom see together that many bright people. You're all winners, guys.
Yeah, and on that note, please remember that it's not that you've failed, but you were competing against a lot of other ideas from a lot of different places. And to say that you have tried is 10 times better than to have like that you've tried and didn't get to where you wanted, is way better than to say that you've never tried. So I honestly think that good job to all of you guys, and for pushing, and don't give up on those ideas. All of them were absolutely amazing ideas, and that's why they are here in a monthly pitch. You've already won. You've already went through a couple of filters, and if your idea wasn't chosen, it doesn't mean that it's not a good one. It just means that there was one that was more applicable to us, to the jury. Maybe if there was a different jury, maybe your idea would have been the one to succeed. So don't give up on those ideas. Make sure to pursue them. There is a lot of greatness ahead.
I've been very, very impressed. You know, this last 2 hours has really, you know, it really kept my full attention. You know, I'm really quite amazed by some of these guys, and what they are doing at such a young age, I could never have done. You know, I'm just, you know, there's a few of them, but I would really like to get behind myself, to be honest with you. That they, you know. But again, you know, they're all winners, all of them. So it really makes no difference, you know, the winner, who came first, who came second. I really think everybody won today. That's it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, at this point, I would like to thank everyone as well, because all the ideas were just great, and they were interesting and unique in their own way. So yeah, we are grateful for each of the ideas. That was very cool, and see you guys later then. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.